No one ever believed this would happen. No one ever thought our end would come because of a single word. But that was the truth. Humanity was wiped out, but not before leaving one last scar on the universe. And now, we will return. The Zathirians destroyed our world, but there is something they never understood. A single no can shake empires. The beginning of the end. Aboard the exploration ship Babylon, Sirius space station, about 50 years after Earth's Great Crisis. Our protagonist, Captain Elias Carter, 42 years old, former terraforming engineer, now commander of the Babylon, a research vessel converted into an exploration warship. He was never a soldier, never wanted to fight. But on that day, the fate of humanity was thrown upon his shoulders. "We've detected a gravitational anomaly," shouted sensor analyst Kayla Joe. The bridge monitors flickered frantically. The tech team struggled to stabilize the readings, but it was impossible. Something massive was opening in deep space. The Einstein-Rosen bridge, a wormhole, appearing out of nowhere. Station Commander Ava Greer frowned. This shouldn't be happening, not without warning. Elias Carter knew what it meant. Someone was coming. The portal opens, and a colossal ship emerges. A fortress in space, with technology never seen before. The transmission arrives. Greetings from the Zathirian Legion. The Game of Lies. Conference of Human Colonies. Debate on the First Contact. The antagonist, Archon Drexar, the supreme commander of the Zathirians, appears in a holographic transmission. His appearance is elegant, almost angelic, with pale skin and deep black eyes. But there is something cruel and manipulative in his smile. "You are young, naive. Your time as a species has only just begun, but under our guidance you could evolve." The debate begins. Some leaders want to negotiate. Others are suspicious. Elias Carter watches, skeptical. He feels something is wrong. The Zathirians' game is subtle. They offer promises to some, threats to others. You can resist, but for how long? We guarantee a future without wars, without hunger. Just obey. But Carter notices something in the data sent by the Zathirians. An energy signature that shouldn't be there. He exchanges looks with Ava Greer. They're not here to negotiate. The Zathirians' first surprise attack. They block Earth's communications, so discord? The first colonies fall without resistance. Betrayal in the first battle. Orbit of Mars aboard the Beagle 7. The resistance tries to react. But before they can organize, betrayal happens. Some human leaders, convinced by the Legion, hand over defense coordinates. The Zathirians launch their attack. Explosions light up space. The human fleet is decimated. They're destroying everything. Carter and Greer try to coordinate a response, but it's too late. The human forces are crushed. Earth. The Zathirians' final demand for surrender. Humanity refuses. And then the bombs fall. Earth burns. In a single day, 9 billion lives are erased. Silence falls over the solar system. Carter and Greer in escape. Only 9 ships remained. They communicate in secret. As long as we say no, humanity still lives. The final attack of the 9. The last battle, orbit of Saturn. The remaining 9 ships prepare their final desperate attack. They know they can't win, but they can wound the Zathirians forever. Strategy. 1. Titan and Horizon disable the enemy's sensors. 2. Sirius and Odyssey launch improvised torpedoes. 3. Babylon prepares for the final sacrifice. The battle erupts. Each ship falls one by one. Greer, wounded, looks at Carter. This isn't for the present, it's for the future, for the day someone hears our story and decides to fight again. The Babylon collides with the enemy ship's core. A final explosion. Time passes. Carter, gravely injured, wakes up. Few survivors remain. Earth is in ruins. But something flashes in the ship's data. Signs of life. Humans still exist. The war is not over. Carter activates the engines and heads into the unknown. What if we told you humanity survived? That there are humans trapped on distant worlds? What would you do to rescue the last survivor? Don't miss the next episode, The Lost Children of Earth. A dark, abandoned space station. Carter, now aged and battle-scarred, looks at a holographic projection of Earth, now just a wasteland. His voice echoes over the silence. They thought they won. They thought they erased us. But we survived. We hid in the shadows. We rebuilt. And now, we rise. The Zathirians will learn what it means to fear humans. The escape and the search. Aboard the damaged Babylon, deep space, weeks after Earth's fall, the remnants of humanity drift in the darkness. The 9 ships that fought the final battle are all but gone. Only one remains. Captain Elias Carter stares at the star map. Their supplies are low, their energy reserves nearly empty. But he refuses to let despair take hold. The AI Lucky, the last intelligence of the fallen resistance, speaks through the speakers. Captain, we have detected a faint human distress signal. Coordinates suggest it's from the exiled fleet. Carter clenches his fists. Set course. If there are any survivors out there, we will find them. The Babylon arriving at a forgotten colony, orbiting a dead star. A city in ruins, but with signs of life. They land. Carter and a handful of soldiers step out, guns ready. And then, shadows emerge. Survivors. Human survivors. Starving. Hardened by war. But alive. A woman, Commander Alina Voss, steps forward. She's fierce, her face marked by battles and suffering. You survived? Carter nods. I came looking for you. For all of you. Why? He looks up at the stars. The same stars where Earth once shined. Because we're not finished. The lost colonies. Board the Babylon, heading to the next destination. They locate more human survivors. Scattered colonies, thought to be lost. 1. The Ashen Keepers, a colony hidden in the asteroid belt, ruled by warlords who no longer remember Earth. Carter must convince them to unite. But first, he must survive their trials. 2. The Frozen Saints, a forgotten research base on a distant ice world, where scientists have preserved ancient human knowledge. Their leader, Dr. Oren Kells, holds the key to rebuilding lost technology. 3. The Crimson Fleet, a rogue faction of human raiders stealing from both humans and aliens alike. Their captain, Rogan Dax, is skeptical, but sees an opportunity for revenge. Scenes of Carter making alliances, negotiating, fighting, and rallying the lost remnants of humanity. At each stop, more and more survivors join the cause. And in the shadows, the Zathirians begin to take notice. Generations of rebuilding. 100 years later, the hidden world of New Terrace. Humanity has not just survived, they have thrived. Carter is long dead, but his legacy lives on. His descendants, the New Terrans, have secretly built an unstoppable army. A vast underground facility. Ships, weapons, technology that surpasses anything humanity ever had before. At the center of it all, Commander Seraph Carter, Elias's great-granddaughter, stands before an army. We were hunted. We were forgotten. But today, we remind the universe. We are still here. The crowd roars. Training sequences. Ships being built. Soldiers preparing for war. Humanity is no longer weak. The final battle is coming. The war begins. The first strike against the Zathirians. A fleet emerges from the darkness. A Zathirian outpost is caught off guard. They never expected humans to return. Commander Seraph Carter leads the attack. They hit fast, hit hard, and leave no survivors. The Zathirian High Council, Archon Drexar, still alive, watches in shock. Impossible. They were extinct. One of his generals bows. My lord, they never died. They were waiting. Drexar clenches his fists. Then we will finish what we started. The human fleet, heading for the Zathirian capital. Seraph Carter stands before her forces. We waited long enough. Now we burn them to the ground. Final shot. The human fleet jumps into hyperspace toward the ultimate war. Epilogue. The hunt begins. A vast battlefield. The remnants of the Zetherian Empire burning in the void. The once mighty fleets of the oppressors now reduced to scattered wreckage. The war is over. Humanity has won. The throne room of the Zetherian High Command, deep within their capital world. The once great Archon Drixar, supreme ruler of the Zetherians, kneels before a broken console. His once imposing figure is now a shadow of what it was, his regal robes tattered, his golden crown cracked. His world, his empire, everything he built, is gone. Before him stands Commander Seraph Carter, the descendant of Elias Carter, the last heir of the man who first said, "No." Drixar, once proud, now broken, lifts his gaze. His voice is weak, trembling. "You don't understand what you've done." Seraph steps closer, her expression cold, unyielding. "I understand perfectly." She raises her weapon. The same weapon built from the ruins of Earth. A reminder that humanity never forgets. Drixar takes one last breath. "We were trying to save you." Seraph doesn't hesitate. A single shot. A single flash of vengeance. The Archon's body collapses. The battlefield above. The last of the Zetherian fleets attempting to escape. They no longer fight. They run. The once great conquerors of the galaxy, the architects of Earth's destruction, now flee in terror. The bridge of the Babylon II, now the flagship of the human armada. Seraph Carter watches the enemy retreat, her face illuminated by the glow of the burning Zetherian homeworld. A voice from the communications officer breaks the silence. "Commander, the enemy is scattering to the edges of the galaxy. Their empire is no more." Seraph exhales. She thinks of her ancestors, of Elias Carter, of those who fought, who died, of Earth, now only a grave in the void. She closes her eyes, and when she opens them again, they burn with the fire of a new purpose. She turns to her crew. "No, this isn't over." Her grip tightens on the console. The fleet stands ready, waiting for her command. "They ran, but we will find them. We will hunt them down. We will finish what they started. They thought they erased us. Now we erase them." Final words on screen. "But now, we will hunt them."